The C word, cancer, is one of the most terrifying words in the English language, and breast cancer is the most common cancer that women are diagnosed with. My guest today heard those terrifying words, and thankfully she is here to tell the story. KAUFIELD, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, you were diagnosed with breast cancer a mere 5 months after you had a mammogram. How shocking was that?
I was pretty shocked. Yeah, I was very surprised, and I found my lump by it was a sheer fluke. I was at a hotel and I was at a conference and I hopped in the shower. I didn't have my usual shower puff that I would have at home. And when I went to wash my breasts, I felt a lump and it was the size of a golf ball. And I thought, well, this can't be anything. I just had a clear mammogram. I'm young and I'm healthy. I said, I was really shocked, and I went to see my doctor pretty quickly, and it turned out to be cancer.
So chances are that lump was already there when you had your mammogram. Is that right?
Yes. But it could not reasonably have been seen on my ultrasound. So I found the lump in November. I had my, not ultrasound, mammogram. I had my mammogram back in June. But I have dense breasts. I didn't know it at the time, but I do have dense breasts. Very common condition. 40% of women have dense breasts. It's normal. Just means you have more fibrous and glandular tissue compared to fatty tissue. And why that's important is that if you have dense breasts, it turns out white on a mammogram, and so does any kind of tumor or cancer. So it makes it really hard to see a tumor. It's like finding a snowball in a snowstorm. And dense breasts also means that it's a bigger risk factor for breast cancer. So not only is your cancer harder to find, it's a bigger risk, bigger than family history. And I know women chat a lot about, oh, my aunt had breast cancer or my mother had breast cancer, so I better get checked. But dense breasts is actually a bigger risk factor for breast cancer than family history. And I didn't know I had that beforehand.
Now, you don't hear a lot about this, but you've actually been advocating that if women have dense breasts, that it's reported to them after their mammogram. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So you can't tell if you have dense breasts by feeling or looking at them or by size. The only way you can find out if you have dense breasts is a radiologist reads your mammogram and puts it on your report. So when I had my mammogram, I got the letter just saying all clear, it's all normal. Now they advised me, they said mammograms aren't foolproof and make sure you do your self-exams. But I think that women who have dense breasts, they just need to add a line onto that letter that says you have dense breasts and this is what it means. Because I know if they had done that, I would have been more vigilant with my self-exams. I would have talked to my doctor about extra screening. You might make some lifestyle adjustments and get more exercise and change your diet. I wish I had known beforehand that I had dense breasts. I don't think it would have prevented me from getting breast cancer, but maybe I would have found my cancer earlier. And really, if I had left it any longer, because mine was an aggressive kind, it was growing fast. And honest to gosh, I think every day about what would have happened if I didn't go to that conference and just happened to not have my shower puff. What if I'd not checked my breast for another 3 or 4 months, and by that time it would be a much later diagnosis? Because the truth of the matter is, like, breast cancer, once a stage 4 diagnosis, women can live for a long time, but it's not curable at this point. And the earlier you find your cancer, the better prognosis you have.
Well, you have been so successful in your advocacy. You've got the Liberals and the Progressive Conservatives saying that they're going to make this part of their platforms. Hopefully there'll be a day where it is law in New Brunswick. But you have faced a terrifying disease, and I'm thinking of other people who may be going through it right now. What hope can you give to people facing cancer?
I always choose hope. Hope is hope. Always choose hope. And when I was going through chemo, I know that I looked ahead to women so many women have gone through it before me. So if there's any women out there who are going through treatment right now, I'm here to tell you that it's hard. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But if I can make it, you can make it through that too. A lot of women ahead of you have done this, and it's just one day at a time. And you will eventually get there and ring the chemo bell too.
And your prognosis right now?
Good. I found mine at stage 2. I mean, I'm always worried that it's going to come back. I'm just going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. But right now, I have a good prognosis. There's no evidence of cancer in my body right now. And I really, truly feel blessed and grateful for all the treatments and that I found my cancer early.
That is really good news. Thank you for all you're doing on behalf of women. We'll keep you in our prayers for sure, and please keep fighting the fight.
Well, and thank you so much for letting me spread the message to your audience. I really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. Bye.